Guys, so today I decided to change my camera angle. I used to go on my bed and try to film myself while lying on the bed. I think that's a bit too laid back, to be honest. Um, and personally, I don't really like seeing my face up that close. I think it looks better when you're a little bit further away from the camera. Um, so anyway, today I'm going to talk to you about how why I moved out of my mother's house. Okay, now I was living in Carrickmines, or I was living there for 7 years. I was living there rent free, so I didn't have to pay any rent. My mother was a bit of a pushover when it came to that kind of thing. But now I moved house. Well, this is the third different house I've been in the last year and 3 months. So yeah, I've been moving around quite a bit. Um, so yeah, I moved out in February 2020. I moved to Goatstown. I lived there for 7 months. The landlord was going to, or the landlady, I should say, was going to, she wanted us to write a lease where we had to stay for a year, and we'd have to try to find someone to replace us. So we couldn't just walk off and leave. We'd have to continually pay. We had a contract where we'd have to like continually pay her rent for a year unless we found somebody else to replace us. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I left after 7 months. I think that was a good reason to leave. Then I moved back into my mother's house for maybe 2 weeks. Then I moved into a place called Shankill. Out of all places I've lived, I think Shankill is probably the nicest. It was really nice. There was a big beach. There's a beach in Shankill. It's a really big beach. It's one massive beach that goes from Killiney through Shankill into Bray, and I really like walking down that beach. I used to swim in the sea. I really enjoyed that, and it's good. And after 3 months, I decided to move. And I'll be honest, I was going to Dublin. I wanted to move to a different county, move to a smaller town where I get really cheap rent, so I could maybe work, maybe a really short work week, maybe 20 hours per week. But I decided against it because I was thinking with this coronavirus thing, it'll be hard to get a job. You might be waiting around a while. Anyway, I have my meant to print out CVs as well because like all the libraries are closed. At least in when I'm in Dublin, at least my mother and my mother's boyfriend live in Dublin, so I'm able to print out CVs at their house. So yeah, I moved to East Wall on the north side. That's where I live now. It's in Dublin 3, near the city centre. It's as close to the city centre as I've ever lived. So yeah, I live here now, and what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I've been living here since January. It's now May. But why did I leave? Why did I decide to leave the beautiful Carrickmines? Well, first of all, I didn't like the neighbors. The neighbors were a little bit snobby. I felt they're very strange. All right, I made a video yesterday about this stranger man in my area. He was very unusual. I believe he hated me just because I was a distance runner. Maybe there's other reasons as well. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely an affluent kind of area. You know, and yeah, I was a distance runner. I don't think distance running is like an acceptable pastime where I was living in Carrickmines, and I think people just thought I was like a freak or something, or they see running as like inferior. I got some very strange reactions off people. I wasn't used to this because I went to a boarding school. There was a athletic school, and running was viewed quite positively, and I was used to getting a lot of positive attention for being a runner. And so when I left school, it was like the other way. It was like the other way around. I started to feel like a freak, and the annoying thing is people will never say to your face. Alright, they'll never say why they don't like you. It's just a case of, oh, they just ignore you. That's it. They just stay away from you. You're not even given an explanation. So here's the question: how am I meant to improve or change my behavior if I don't even know what I'm doing wrong in the first place? Okay. Now, yeah, maybe running was one thing. Maybe there's other things. I think my mother made a really stupid decision. She decided to buy a pig, a micro pig, and she kept it in the back garden. She locked the fucking thing into a small pit or a pen, and that was very weird. I have no idea why she did that. I just thought that was stupid. Maybe because maybe they thought it was my. People might think, oh, you're the one who had the pig. You're weird, but that wasn't my decision. I actually thought that was the stupidest thing my mother's ever done. Clothes. I used to wear these Nike my runners. Like I used to wear the Nike and Adidas runners, and I'd wear them until they're completely ripped apart, until they're basically like a sandal. So maybe people looked at me and thought that maybe I was like working class or something. Maybe, because I only moved into Carrickmines when I was 16, so maybe they might have thought, oh, this guy, he's from like Ballybrack or Tala or somewhere working class, and he's moved in here, and he's wearing his and we don't like him because he's too lower class or something like that. So all these different theories I have in my head. Also, I used to have dogs. We still have dogs at the house. Red setters. They're very, very difficult to walk. I think buying them was a really stupid idea. If it was up to me, I'd give them away, but it's not up to me, so can't give them away. Um, anyway, so these dogs, I try to walk them. They're very difficult to walk, very hard. You'd be walking them and they'd be pulling on the lead, and you're like, oh shit, fuck, and it's hard to control. Okay, and there's times where the dog even broke the lead. The lead broke because he's pulling on it so hard, and then he starts running away, and I have to run after him. Okay, and yeah, so there's a few times where maybe I lost my temper. I shout at them because they're very hard to control. So maybe people frown upon that kind of thing. I don't know. There's many different reasons in my head as to why they might not like me. But what can you do? Yes, that's one of the reasons I left. People there, a bit snobby. I didn't really feel comfortable living there. I always felt like they saw me as like inferior or below them. And after a while, I decided, right, look, there's nothing I can do. I can't change these people, or I don't even know why they don't like me exactly. I have a few theories in my head. So right, what's the best solution? Move. My mother, she's not going to move somewhere else, so I'm going to have to move somewhere else. So yeah, I got a job at the local McDonald's, saved up, and I moved out. Simple as that. Okay, and really, what was I going to say? Yeah, maybe that's another reason they didn't like me, because I think I was unemployed for a while after I finished my level 5 PLC course, and yeah, I was like unemployed for like a year, and then I finally got a job at McDonald's after about a year. And maybe people in that area, they're like, oh, he's working at McDonald's, it's very lower class, stuff like that. And yeah, so I was like, right, I don't want to put up with this shit anymore. I don't want to put up with these snobby neighbors. So I moved, and yeah, I don't regret moving. I wish I moved earlier, if I'm honest. I wish I'd left sooner. If I could go back to when I was an 18-year-old, I'd say, right, get a job, save up, move out, because these are not the type of people you want to be surrounded by. That's what I did. So far no regrets. The people there, I don't think it's in my head. I think what I'm saying is true. I was working at Spar in Dolier Street from January to March, and then they fired me. But anyway, I was doing a shift one day, and I noticed that one of the Tesco workers who works at the local Tesco, who's actually in Cabinteely, came round, and she's like in her 50s, and she asked me, oh, do you sell any rolls? And I was like, yeah, we can go over to the deli counter and buy rolls there. But then she saw it was me, and I think she noticed it was me, and she just walked away, and and then she changed her mind. She didn't want to buy the rolls, and I asked her, is there anything else I can help you with? And then she just looked at me, she's like, oh. She walked away. She was like, you just got the idea she didn't like me, or maybe she thought I was below her or something like that. And I'm like, fuck me, I'm glad I got away from that shit. But it's coming back at me, I don't like that, And it's like she thinks she's better than me, but she's like in her 50s and she's doing the same job as me as a 23-year-old. I was 23 then, I'm 24 now. But I'm like, come on, what have you done with your life to be so judgmental, to believe that you're better than me? I got that from all the Tesco workers. They just got, like, a lot of them just seem to have a superiority complex over me, and I'm like, you're working at Tesco, like, what have you done with your life to do this? And yeah, so I left. It just doesn't make any logical sense. I mentioned before, so many people made it obvious to me. Strange man in my area, strange woman in my area. She gave me a lot of angry looks. Some workers in Tesco, the local Tesco, like one guy, I was out running one day, and one guy saw me running, and he gave me a really angry look, and I was surprised by that, and I was like, looking back, I'm like, Does this guy? Did he think I was robbing the shop or something? You know, it's like, well, check your fucking CCTV cameras, check the footage, and see did I actually steal something that around that time, and you'll find that no, I did not steal anything. Or maybe he just hates people who run. I don't know. I don't understand them. I never will. You know. But yeah, I'm out of there. I'm glad I'm out of there. I wish my mother would move, but I can't make her. You know. So yeah, I do normally visit once a week. But I prefer if I just never went there at all, to be honest. You know. Anyway, that's life. So yeah, that's my video, and yeah.